Do you ever wonder how we got from VHS tapes to watching movies on our phones? How the Blockbuster changed from a place to rent movies to a relic of the past? Well, it's not what you think. There's a tale of two men, Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Back in the 1990s, they were friends who worked together. But in 1997, everything changed. Reed went to a video store and he was shocked. He paid $40 in late fees. This sparked an idea in his mind. He asked himself, why can't people just buy movies online and have them delivered home instead of dealing with late fees, returns, and all that? Little did he know, DVDs were becoming popular and the internet was growing. And then it hit him, online movie rentals would be perfect. He called up his friend Mark and told him his crazy idea. They met at a cafe and started thinking. They knew the secret: offer cheap rates, convenience, and stop charging late fees. But it wouldn't be easy. There was no experience with DVDs or online shopping back then. Despite the challenges, they agreed to go for it. In March 1998, they formed a company called Netflix. Their goal: send DVDs directly to customers' homes. But before making it official, they needed to solve a big problem. Could a DVD survive regular mail? If not, customers would get damaged discs, and that's not good for business. So Mark went to a store, grabbed a music CD, put it in an envelope, and sent it to Reed. The next day, the CD arrived at Reed's home safe and sound. That's when they knew their idea could work. With $2.5 million from Reed and a lot of hard work, they built the first version of Netflix. They signed up some movie studios, and on April 14, 1998, they opened Netflix.com. It was simple, but customers loved it. They could browse, pick movies, and get them delivered free. It was the beginning of something huge. But there was a big challenge: convincing people to use the internet to rent movies. For the first few years, it was tough. Only 2% of Americans had broadband internet, and most people still went to Blockbuster. However, Netflix kept improving, offering better recommendations and adding new features. In 1999, they tried charging customers for each movie rental. But people didn't like it. They wanted more freedom to watch what they wanted without rushing. That's when Netflix had a breakthrough. They started a subscription service where customers could pay a monthly fee and rent unlimited movies. No due dates, no late fees, no hassle. It might seem normal today, but back then it was revolutionary. In 2003, Netflix had over 1 million subscribers. They weren't stopping. Soon everyone was talking about those red envelopes arriving in mailboxes. In the early 2000s, Netflix offered to sell itself to Blockbuster for $50 million. They thought this would help Blockbuster compete online, but they refused. They thought Netflix was just a fad. That meeting changed Netflix forever. Instead of seeing it as a failure, they chose to prove Blockbuster wrong. Around this time, DVD sales were growing, but Blockbuster kept raising prices. They were worried about competition, so they charged crazy late fees to make extra money. But for Netflix, things were different. They kept prices low and focused on growth. They were aiming for something big, but they needed to stay ahead of the curve. By 2005, DVDs were working great, but technology was changing fast. Internet speeds were getting better and more people were spending time online. Netflix knew they had to evolve. Staying the same wasn't an option. In 2007, they launched a new feature called Watch Now. Subscribers could now watch movies instantly on their computers. At first, the selection was limited and the quality wasn't great. But it was a game changer. No more waiting for DVDs in the mail. Now they could start watching right away. This one decision changed everything. Netflix stepped into the world of streaming. In the following years, they made it easier to access content. They added it to game consoles, smart TVs, phones, and tablets. Netflix became the app that works everywhere. You could start watching on your laptop and finish on your phone. In 2010, Netflix had a big win. They reached 20 million subscribers in the US, and most of their revenue came from streaming, not DVDs. Also that year, they took a big risk. They started expanding outside the US, first to Canada, then Latin America and Europe. Netflix was going global. In the meantime, Blockbuster failed. In 2013, they filed for bankruptcy and closed their doors. People stopped going to video stores and started streaming. As Netflix grew, they faced a new challenge. Studios started raising prices for content licenses. Some even took their shows off Netflix to put them on their own platforms. So Netflix had to take action. They couldn't rely on others for their content. They needed to create something they fully owned. So, in 2013, they launched their first original series, House of Cards. It was a big success. Then came Orange is the New Black, BoJack Horseman, and Narcos. But it was Stranger Things in 2016 that made Netflix famous around the world. It wasn't just a great show, it became a cultural sensation. People who didn't speak English were watching and talking about it. Netflix had achieved what no Hollywood studio had done. It made entertainment universal. By now, Netflix had millions of subscribers and was producing hundreds of shows and movies every year. They weren't just streaming content, they were creating it. Today, Netflix has over 250 million subscribers and makes a ton of money. Their shows and movies are watched all over the world. They've come a long way from that one late fee. But Netflix didn't just change how we watch shows, they changed how we watch movies, too. Remember when TV shows used to air one episode at a time and you had to wait a whole week to find out what happened next? Well, Netflix changed that. They started releasing entire seasons at once. Suddenly, you could spend an entire evening binge watching your favorite show. The word binge even entered the dictionary because of Netflix. Netflix also became known for its recommendation system. When you log in, you see a row of suggested shows and movies based on what you like. It's not random. It's a powerful algorithm that tracks your viewing habits. The algorithm monitors which shows you watch, how long you watch them for, and even which scenes you skip. This way, Netflix can guess what you'll like next and put it right in front of your eyes. And when you watch something new, Netflix learns more about your tastes and refines its suggestions even further. So the next time you open Netflix and wonder how it seems to know exactly what you want to watch, remember that it's not magic. It's clever technology at work, but it hasn't always been smooth sailing for Netflix. In 2022, after more than a decade of growth, Netflix started losing subscribers for the first time. People were canceling their accounts and joining other streaming services like Disney+, Prime Video, and Hulu. Even though these services cost less than Netflix, this loss of subscribers was a serious issue. On top of that, more people were sharing passwords, which meant that Netflix wasn't getting as much money as it should from each household. To tackle this problem, Netflix took action. They raised the prices of their basic plans and started cracking down on password sharing. It wasn't popular at first, but people eventually accepted it. In fact, Netflix remains one of the most popular streaming platforms in the world. It continues to produce amazing shows and movies like Squid Game, Wednesday, The Crown, The Witcher, and more. They're always coming up with new ways to keep their viewers happy. Recently, they started experimenting with interactive content. Shows like Black Mirror, Bandersnatch allow you to make decisions that affect the outcome of the story. They've also held live events and award shows on their platform. Netflix even dipped its toes into gaming. Their mobile games are inspired by popular shows like Stranger Things. So, what's next for Netflix? Who knows? The only thing we can be sure of is that the lines keep reinventing themselves to stay on top. Behind the iconic Red Un is a story of hard work, courage, and imagination. It's a story of a small company that dared to dream big and change the world along the way. So next time you open Netflix, remember the incredible journey that brought us this modern marvel. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories like this.